This podcast and its content was created and recorded on Kaurna land. We would like to acknowledge the Kaurna people, the traditional custodians of the land we reside on, and their connections to land, sea and community. We pay our respect to their elders past and present and extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples today. Ho! It is time. It is the very last episode of Here We Crow for the year, the Here We Crow Christmas special. Thanks for joining us. My name is Lauren. I am joined today by our regular hosts, Sam.
Hello, Lauren.
Ben.
Hi, Lauren.
And Dan.
Ho, 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 Lauren.
Ho, ho, ho. And also a few friends of the pod. Say hello, everyone.
Hi.
Thanks for coming to our Christmas special.
I got my variety
event.
special, my variety hour.
It's finally happening. Ben's doing the mime as we speak. It has been a long year for Here We Crow, but we're finally at the end. What are we going to do today? Well, we are going to reveal the winners of our Ebony Marinoff, Best and Fairest, and Sarah Allen Soldiers On. Finally, our Nuffies. Some of our Nuffies are back. Dan, you're back. Dan Linky, our North Nuffy.
Yes.
You're back. You're going to review your season for us.
In a much more painful way compared to last time, yes.
We're going to talk some draft with Nuzz from Sensible Crow, who is in the house. Yep. We're going to announce the winners of our Here We Crow Awards, which is going to be very exciting. And we're also going to meet our friends of the pod, one of those friends being Kate.
Hi.
Hi, Kate. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
It's so nice to meet you and to have you here. Look, and there's going to be a lot more to come. I can't even say it all. Let's do this. Pre-game warm-up.
Cool drinks.
All right.
Beers.
What do we got? We have Uradler in a large can. I don't know if anyone else noticed that, but Uradler's finally put their beers in a 375ml can, which is a nice change up.
Didn't notice.
Didn't notice it? Yeah. Most people didn't.
Have I got the right one? Oh, no, I do. Yes.
Yeah. The only people complaining about that would be nerds, so yeah. But anyway, it is nice to see, and they didn't seem to have bumped the price too badly either, so that's a nice thing. But we have their Astral Vibration. I don't really think they thought that name through a great deal. Pale Ale, 5%. I think their beers have been getting progressively better since they changed their head brewer, and this is tasting pretty good.
Now, we've had a few Uradler beers throughout the season, but I want to hear from you guys what your favourite beer was this season. Ben, do you have a favourite beer that we tried?
Just offhand, nothing comes to mind.
Not even. I absolutely thought you would have picked the Prancing Pony. Something from Prancing Pony?
Yeah, well, they are solid. They are one of the options we've always got available in the local Strath bottle, so they're getting hit pretty hard at the moment.
They're the only brand that Ben's going to buy from here on in.
Yeah, got to support local.
Dan, did you have a favourite beer of the season?
I did have a little think about this. I prepared heavily for this pod.
Oh, yes, you did, yeah. We'll talk about that.
And I one that stood out to me, there was lots of ones I hadn't tried, like the What's Cowie stuff was great, for example. But I think the one that stood out to me was the Pirate Bay Cherry beer that we
Pirate
had.
Bay? Pirate Life thing.
Pirate Bay.
You've definitely prepared.
You've been doing some downloading, Dan.
Pirate Life. Cherry one.
I'm with you on that one, Dan.
That was
that was actually a big highlight for me, and I don't even like Pirate Life that much. So
do you like Pirate Bay though?
I guess so. No, I do. Sam?
Yeah, I was going to say that one too.
Oh, we
come on,
got
Sam.
some.
This is like votes all over again.
And it got a real mixed reaction online, that beer too. So I was surprised that we all really liked it.
Yeah,
so.
I don't think those people know what they're talking about, to be honest.
Do we have a worst beer? What was the worst beer we had?
The chicken salt beer.
Oh, yeah, that was easy. That was a shocker.
What was that other one that smelt like feet that we had?
That was a sour of some sort, wasn't it? I can't remember who did that.
The first and only sour.
Okay, well, let's try this Uradler one. I'm actually drinking something different, so I'm going to have to talk about this at the end of the thing. All right, let's talk music. Now, before we share some new songs, and I've got a song to share. Do you have any songs, Dan?
New songs? Yeah, I can come up with something.
I want to talk about what your favourite song that we played this year was. Now, I've asked the boys to pick a song, and Dan and I are picking a song, but we can't pick our own songs. Ben, What was your favourite song of the season 1 of Here We Crow?
I think with my horticultural bent, I think it was early on. It was your lawn song.
Oh, the Aldous Harding song?
Yeah.
Yep,
I
very
think
good.
That one, yep.
I'm calling
up there.
the Aldous Harding record Warm Crisp that song is from my album of the year, calling it now.
There you go. And the finest lawn song I heard all year.
It was a great lawn song. Sam, did you have a favourite song of the pod?
I did a Dan level preparation for this, but I think I'll go dry cleaning because I didn't know about them before you played them on the podcast, and I've listened to them endlessly since.
Oh, there you go.
Lizzie loves them.
I'm seeing him on Tuesday
Big fan.
night. Now, friend of the pod, Kate, you have been a pretty big fan of our music over the season.
Yes.
I know you're a big fan of my classic flashbacks.
100%.
My throwbacks. What was your favourite throwback of the Here We Crow season?
Hard to choose because, you know, they were all awesome.
Yeah.
But I would have to say it was New Kids on the Block.
Oh, yes. Games.
Yeah.
That was a great one.
Amazing.
Did you hear that, Sam? Games.
I was sorry, I'm just a bit busy at the moment.
That was one of Sam's personal favourites.
I know that was going to work.
Dan, what was your favourite song that I chose?
Well, again, I prepared heavily, and I actually, when I chose my favourite, I thought I just chose one of mine. But I've changed it now, and I've picked Catch Savage in the Last Drinks with Young and Free.
Oh, I love it.
That was great.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
a
I
good
really
song.
like that.
Okay, the song I've picked that you chose, Dan, was the song Medicine by Mama.
That was actually the one I chose for myself.
Oh, there you go. We've got the same taste.
Oh, that's funny.
I've been playing that quite a bit. I also like that Clues track that we played as well.
Nice.
I like that one.
Clues are actually playing at the Cranker in February.
Yeah,
so
and you know,
I got tickets.
they're trying to schedule my 20-year high school reunion on that same night, so I'm really worried that that's going to clash because I don't want to go to either. For the school reunion, I mean. Now, we do have a song, but...
Wait, what about our favourite Ben song?
our favourite Ben song.
I
know what my favourite Ben song was.
Mine's Eels, a Beautiful Freak.
It was Eels or Gomez.
Yeah.
We didn't even play
It wasn't
Gomez.
Duff
Didn't we play Gomez?
No.
Yeah, right.
We got one Gomez in this year. We had an extra
One's
special guy.
Look, this was a good one from Ben. This song.
Just to get you off. I'm freaky. I'm gonna clear the tabletop. We're gonna need a mop. I'm freaky. Let's take a photo of a goat in a boat, and then we can float in the moat and be freaky.
I told you I was freaky.
For those who can't hear it, it's Flight of the Conchords.
Now,
Oh, we're just looking at each other going, oh,
I'm trying so hard to find the song, my actual favourite song that Ben played, but I don't know where it is. What was that weird French one that you played again, Ben?
Oh, the old Caravan Palace.
Oh,
Yep.
that's right. Caravan Palace. That's why I can't find
I thought it
it.
was going to be, who's that singer that does that Tardaleur song?
That's Camille.
Yeah.
And we didn't play that on the pod at all.
We should have.
Oh, it was this song. The Mip Mop song. Mip Mop. Anyway, Ben's going to grace us with another song today.
Just
before
smile
we
and
get
nod.
into Before we get into the...
You're missing out big time not having
Yeah.
your headphones there.
No, we are.
well, yeah.
Ben.
Unfortunately, technical difficulties make it really hard to hear anything.
Yeah, look, this is some classic Here We Crow podcasting. Ben, you have a song that you want to summarise the year with.
Yeah, one last indulgence for myself this year and making it all about myself. So I've gone with another second time for Blur from me this
choice.
year, and I've gone with Country House to reflect my change in living standard.
House in the country. He's got a bug in his chest, so he needs a lot of rest in the country. He doesn't drink, smoke, laugh, takes herbal baths in the country. Says she comes in her heart.
Do you take herbal baths in the country, Ben, or...?
No. It might be. I might live in a house, a very big house, but I don't have a very big bath. So
that's a shame. Yeah, not for your size
unfortunately,
anyway.
No. So, but yeah,
That was one of the things that you wanted as a multi-millionaire, wasn't it? A long bath.
a
that you
large
would
bath.
fit in.
It would be
You would
great.
fit in.
Its length is also breadth as well. My shoulders aren't the narrowest, so
Yeah.
a lot of bars will come up quite quick. You need a little bit of you need good breadth and depth and length. I think that's all the dimensions I require. So.
One would assume that if we keep podcasting at this rate, we'll become millionaires, and we've got Nuzz from Sensible Crow to talk about that later.
Well, yeah. Judging by merch sales, we may not need to worry about next year. We're pretty much set. So
Merch
Now-
sale.
Whoa. We're definitely gonna have a discount code for the new year. Now, in the last few weeks we've had off there has been one song brought to our attention that is very well placed on this podcast, and it is by an Adelaide band, and they're called the Stiff Necks, and this song is called
That is the mark of the year. I'll say now, no one will beat that.
South Australia circa 1989, and the Adelaide Crows were inaugurated into the AFL. A proud, proud day in our state's history. What a time it was to be alive. A young country boy hailing out from the west was starting to make a name for himself as a promising key forward, taking home the flag in that year's amateur league. It was just a sign of things to come. And picked up as a mature age player in that year's draft, the Adelaide Crows selected Tony fucking Modra, a high-flying, pack-marking, goal-kicking machine. He was any coach's dream. Word had gotten out, this boy can play, they said. Well, we've never seen a player like this before. Modra mania had begun, a new king was crowned, and his name is Modra.
How could we ever forget the name of the man himself, Tony Modra, otherwise known as Godra?
We could have hired him to come here today.
We could have, and he would have brought 12 West End long necks.
Maybe
We
next
could have
year.
reviewed those. I'm not even going to ask you guys what you think of that song because I know you all love it.
Yeah.
Dan, do you have a song
Yeah,
to finish the year up with?
A great song from one of my favourite UK bands, Shame, came out a couple of weeks ago, just snuck out. They seem to do some one-off singles here and there. They released a single called Fingers of Steel. I'm sure there's a Crows player we could put in there as a reference for that one. And it's a great song, straight into my top 30 of the year.
It's becoming a chore. It's becoming a waste of time, but I don't mind. I know that you would do the same. Well, this time you feel that you've been found, but when you
It's had enough.
no, my headphones are unplugged, so I can give
No
you.
one can hear a bloody thing in this segment. It's pretty awkward. All right, I've got one more for the end of the year, and we've talked about this band on the podcast before. That band is Adelaide's Dead Roo, who are about to release an EP, or I think it has been released, but they played their very last show last night, and I didn't go. Boo to me. But they released a new song, and it is called Compare Yourself. So let's have a little bit of a... Very nice for Jeddy there. And shame on me, but I haven't prepared a throwback for the last episode.
I think that's a positive.
Maybe that can be in your What's in This Spring.
Maybe.
We should have given Kate a... for the
Oh, well, no, well, I was supposed to. Kate, did you have a song for the year?
I don't from this year.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine.
Or just it doesn't have to be particularly from this year, but something you've been cranking over the year.
My favourite band released like some new music for the first time in 7 years. Their name's Anne Boleyn.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And the first one they released was called Two Graves. So that was top of my Wrapped this year. They released it late last year, but it was, I've been cranking that all year. So it's a bit heavier than their usual sound, just a little bit. But
let's hear
love
it.
them.
Here we go, I found it.
Found myself a shadow, faults in my veins, down in my lungs, and a chest that had cave. In fury you unfold, weapons folded, gathered hopes. In the slow is where you found another soul that you bleed out. No down from zero, don't you ever
Oh, yeah, Amber Lynn. Ben, what did you think of that one?
It sounded pretty quiet to me. There's a chance that my headphones are still not working.
Dan?
It took me back a little bit. I did get into their album Never Take Friendship Personal back in the day. That's a good one. I've given that a bit of a run recently. And yes, good. Nice.
Thank you.
Sam?
I don't say anything bad about our guest music, so it was good.
I concur. No,
It was actually pretty good.
no, I actually don't mind that. I don't
Yeah.
listen to Amber Lynn, but that's not that in that kind of genre. That's pretty good. I don't mind that. I'm a big Thursday fan, so it's kind of similar to that.
Yeah.
Your turn.
If you want to know what's in the spring, get into Rowan Jarman.
We've had multiple weeks for me to build up some good and bads. So I've
And
got
let me guess, you've got like 2 goods and 70 bads.
very close, actually. The bads are going to take a bit more time. So I've gone for the goods first.
Yep.
I really like Sydney's shithousery at the draft. I thought that was great. And if the Crows did that, I would be all about it. So I'm not going to be angry that Sydney did it to us. Making us take Michelani probably earlier than we would have liked, and then trading the pick afterwards anyway. So I don't know if there was more story to that came out after the draft, but if that's purely why they did it, I think that's pretty funny.
Jeddy's not a fan.
No, not happy. Another good, Philippou heading to the Saints after he said he wanted to play for a big team.
That was great.
I got a little bit of an inside scoop from Philippou, actually, from a family friend. Apparently, he's quite an introverted person, so she was really surprised with sort of his acts out there during trade week and saying how he wanted to be he thought he could be number one and wanted to go to a big club and everything. So
You reckon he got some PR tips?
Yeah, is that his manager
maybe,
talking?
yeah, maybe. He's also a massive Port fan, so if he comes back to Adelaide, we will be pushing shit uphill to get him. So
That's right. Isaac Rankin's a Crows fan, so
Mm.
that's all we need.
we got him.
Yeah, exactly right.
So we're targeting Elijah Hollins then.
There's rumours about that might come to fruition at the end of next year.
We need to talk about this when Nuzz is on.
Mm.
He knows.
Yeah.
He knows what's up. But the best thing was the Socceroos. I don't know if any of you guys watched any of the World Cup, but
I only watched the game we lost.
oh, you got it.
I got it really early for that.
Yeah, I watched all of them. It was. I just think they did a really good job considering their team. It was such a one of our better players for the tournament plays in Japan's second league. So we were seriously scraping the barrel for talent on paper. But they just annoy teams. European teams hate playing them because they're just so rough and they just keep trying. And it was great. And they pushed Argentina in that game as well. Argentina are now in the last 4. So I think it was a fair effort. I'm happy with it. Yeah, that's all. That's all the goods.
Footwear sacrificed at half price and equipment slashed to half price. Rowan Jarman's huge half price sale. Don't miss it.
That's all the good things that have happened in how many weeks?
Is it 3? 1 per week. That's pretty good.
Can't wait to hear all these bads.
Surely your new location gets in as a good.
It's pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, we're out here on the deck. It's a little bit windy. Probably weren't not loving the fact that it's a little bit windy and raining today.
You haven't even shown us the new studio yet.
No, downstairs. I'll show you that before we leave.
Surprise.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I was at the bakery the other day and someone in front of me ordered a small decaf oat cappuccino. Not happy with it. Gauge Roads as a Crows sponsor or as our official beer now. Not happy with that either.
WA.
Sorry,
Mismatch. See you later.
Yeah, so we ditched Mismatch. Nice South Australian.
These bloody stubby holders are useless now.
They are. Is it?
Oh no.
Sorry, it just started raining, so we've had people coming in under the gazebo.
Jeddy's undercover.
Lucky
It's
I bought
okay,
this
folks.
thing now. Yeah, not happy with Gage Roads. I just think they make very average beer. WA Brewery, they obviously were happy to dish up some cash, and they're obviously giving them a good deal, which is why they've gone for them, but don't like it.
All right.
It's such a massive downgrade.
We should have got some for the pod.
Gage Roads, yeah, with that single fin. It's terrible beer. And they push it really hard into SA bottle shops here too, so it's, yeah.
Gin. We're into gin now.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, who was the gin? Was it
Prohibition.
Prohibition, that's right.
Ooh la la.
Well, they make really nice gin, and they're South Australian, so I'm all aboard on that.
Is it possible Mismatch was too fancy? For we got 4X gold at the green.
No, but Gage Roads is kind of is very similar in a lot of ways to Mismatch. It's just they're WA, so like I don't get it.
It's a no from Dan.
Did anyone see Schoenberg's boat that he bought?
Yeah.
It's port coloured.
Is that,
See? It was teal.
Whispers on the street. He's gone to the port.
Brand new boat. It looked really nice. It was a great looking boat, but it was teal.
Maybe they bought him one Fabian Francis style.
Maybe. The AFL releasing the round 1 fixture on Sunday at 6 a.m. like literally at the start of the Socceroos match. Like that is. I know I applauded the pettiness of Sydney in my other segment, but I'm not applauding the pettiness in this one. It just reeks of like, yeah, you guys know.
Also, was it not like bad round?
Yeah.
Like crap.
Yeah.
I thought the AFL guy said that was just purely coincidental, wasn't it, Sam?
Yeah, just the Sunday at 6 a.m. That's normal. I think that's when they normally
It's
do
what
it,
they
isn't
do
it?
every year.
Yeah.
So-
That's great. But the worst thing that happened was just literally Friday. I think it was Friday. Cameron Green running out Travis Head on 175. That was easily the worst thing that's happened in the last 3 weeks.
Cricket.
No one cares.
Got a lot of reaction there. Everyone's on board the cricket. All right, I'm done.
I was thinking, who's Cameron Green?
Hi, I'm Richard Douglas.
All right, and we have friend of the pod and host of the Sensible Crow podcast, Nuzz. He is back.
I'm back, baby.
G'day, Nuzz.
How are you?
Really well. Thanks for joining us once again. I'll tell you what, the episode that you came and co-hosted with us was very popular.
Oh, there you go.
One of our most listened to episodes, I believe.
That's
up
good.
there. Yeah.
Glad to know. Good help, contributing to the podcast and making, crosswords like Flintstones versus, what is it? Jetsons, Simpsons versus Family Guy crossover. Everyone loves those specials, don't they?
We quite clearly had to get you back just to get people listening to this one.
It's like Game of Fishing.
Yeah, look at it.
We've got all our listeners here.
Yeah.
and Dan.
But we didn't actually have an episode that talked draft. That was because the Crows were quite quiet in the draft this year. But some things happened.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you're here to talk about it.
Yeah, but were we quiet? That's the thing.
Well,
a couple of
that's what I'm
surprises.
saying.
Yeah. Well, yeah, obviously you mentioned Sydney's shithousery before with Kinnear beats in the list manager, the world's grumpiest man. I mean, I thought I was a grumpy a-hole, but he just takes the cake,
Does
doesn't
he put that on? Like, is it?
No, I actually think it just stresses him so much. I mean, he makes my hair, look, glowing and blonde. Like, he is the whitest. That guy needs to just go on a holiday.
Yeah.
Kinnear, if you're listening, go on a holiday, mate. You need it. Because he's just out for vengeance. I don't know who hurt you, Kinnear. Anyway, so
he was going on about, so he was asked about bolters and stuff. He's like, well, maybe you thought he was a bolter.
Yeah.
We didn't have him as a bolter. What is a bolter?
What is... yeah. Come on, I thought Justin Reid was cagey, but Justin Reid's quite pleasant in comparison. No, but Sydney obviously bid, and we're talking about that because they bid on Max Michaeloni at pick 17. They bid on the GWS guy one pick earlier, and then after all of that, they traded out their pick. So they didn't even use that pick in the end. How that is ridiculous. But
You can't have Max. There's not much point. Much else. So,
but the thing about Max is that he was going to go within that kind of range anyway, and cleverly, we already traded with North Melbourne anyway to trade out of the draft to get their second rounder next year with our pick 21, which actually, you look at the where that was taken, pick 26. So that was Braden George was taken by North Melbourne at pick 26, and he's going to be pretty good. He's on a knee, but he'll be good in the long run for North. So they did quite well. I think both clubs have won out with that, and the best part about it is that we didn't trade back in this year's draft, which is considerably a weaker draft. So we got the people that we wanted. We got Rankin, we got Max, And then we've got Billy Dowling and Hugh Bond. I don't even know who Hugh Bond was.
I was going to say, were these players on your radar at all?
No,
Nuzz?
Billy definitely was. Yeah, absolutely, Billy. Hugh Bond, I'd seen his name and that was it. I knew nothing else. I knew he was a person. That was it.
Person with a great name that we're going to have a lot of fun with.
Yeah. What a
years.
handsome young man as well. He's built like a brick. But he
Well,
look,
it continues the grand tradition of rowing background footballers, isn't it?
yes, of course. Yeah, lots like basketball. I'm not sure if you knew he Greenwood played.
Oh, did he? Oh, right.
Apparently. So we actually did quite a bit and a lot of planning for next year. So if you look at the out of contract players for next year, there's about 15 or so, and there's probably 10 on that list that are really on that cusp as well that could be delisted. Just have a look at Andrew McPherson. He got rookie listed, but there's a whole bunch that could not make it next year. And we have got 3 really good picks for next year available. We've got our second rounder. We kept that. We've got North Melbourne's future second rounder. And if North come last, that is one of the most valuable picks on the night, because what happens is over 2 nights of a draft is that everyone comes with their offers and say, oh, we'll give you a future first for your pick 21 or whatever it might be. So if North come last, watch out for this space. That could be really interesting. And we've kept our future first as well. And there's a whole bunch of kids that we'll talk about next year. But there's it's really exciting times. We're still not finished this full rebuild, but we've got 4 really good people under 23 to help with the rebuild. And 3 of them South Australians.
Gotta love that.
Yeah. Who do you want to talk about first, or why? Or we probably know a bit about Max already, but I can talk about him.
Is he going to play this year or next year? Sorry,
he's actually really mature. He's obviously been groomed to play AFL. Like from he knows he kind of will be. His dad Jim obviously played 200 games at Nord. So in terms of mental maturity, yes, he could. He is a string bean, but I reckon he could get 1 or 2 sneaky games towards the end of the season.
Okay.
So he's definitely skillful enough. He's got a lot of poise and calmness. He played a few senior games for Norwood and did quite well. Did a couple of good things. And then you've got obviously Rankin, who'll light it up, and we all complain about pick 5 and pick 6, but when he starts playing for us and kicking bags, who's going to care?
And sorry, on Max, who, if he does get into the team, what sort of player would he be moving out?
Well, he's going to play that kind of mid to small defender. He's 190 and he's only going to grow from there, but he can play small. And you don't have to look at Geordie Butts, who's 200, and he plays against Jamie Elliott from the Pies, who's 170 something. So it can happen that you have a taller player against a shorter player. So he's going to be that mid to shorter defender. Perfect Luke Brown replacement, just a bit taller, but he's quite whippy, quite reactive. And Harry Sheasel, who was pick 3 for North Melbourne, he said he was the hardest defender that he played against in the championships. So that just goes to show you how good Michael Laney is at defending, just general defence, that kind of Daniel Talia glove-like stuff.
So we should be excited about our first proper father-son?
Absolutely. No, he'll be... Well, unless something for touch wood, but he should be a 200 game player for us.
Yeah, nice.
He's just that good. He's got all those little attributes that recruiters and list managers look at going forward. But then you've got Billy Dowling at pick 43. So we traded with Gold Coast a future third rounder that belonged to, I think it was Geelong or Collingwood. So utterly negligible pick that would have been end up pick 60 anyway, to get back into the draft at pick 43. And some people had Billy up to pick 30. Some people had him sliding out to in the 50s or 60s. But everyone had Billy getting drafted, which is a lot more than Adam DeLoyer, and we've heard those other names. But Billy is an interesting one because he's what I'd describe as a jack of all trades, but master of none. So, which isn't an effect, because he can do everything really well, but he hasn't really stood out to do anything spectacularly. So Philippou has a lot of burst and really good at pack marking. DeLoyer's hands are extremely well, but people a lot of knock on his speed and his ball use. But Billy just does everything quite well. So there's a lot to work with. It's a very malleable person. He's 188 centimetres, and he's only going to grow 2 centimetres from there. He's probably going to end up being 190, you'd say, and that he might very well be that taller midfielder that we need.
Do we have a few of them?
What, taller midfielders?
No, like that mould of like good at everything, but not like a superstar at something.
And that's the issue. But yes, we do. But when you're paying pick 43, which came for effectively free, a free hit on someone like Billy Dowling is really good list management and recruiting, in my opinion.
So is he bringing something similar to the potential of like a Hately or something in our team?
Yeah, I'd say more so. Hately is really quite inside, or Billy can play a bit outside. He's really good at attacking. He's that kick into the forward 50. You know, a bit of Harry Schonberg. A taller Harry Schonberg might be a good description, but can mark it as well. So,
does he get on the beers like Harry?
Yeah. Just and Harry's going to join us later on.
Allegedly,
Billy's he's a really good kid. He'll fit in really well to the AFL system. And then Hugh Bond, of course, who's just loves tackling. And then I don't know a thing about him, but it's going to be exciting to watch. Honestly,
more than us. And
I don't even think Hamish Ogilvie knew about him. He just said, "I love that name. Let's pick him."
Well, I didn't know anything about Billy Dowling, but I got to say, in his press conference, he was the most stoked kid.
Yeah,
he was just so stoked.
Is he a Crows fan?
Collingwood fan.
No.
Oh, yeah, right.
But he did say, "No, I love the Crows."
He was the one that had the dog in the video clip when everyone was like getting up and cheering, and the dog just got like smashed off the couch. And Tommy Duday posted, "I hope the dog's okay."
Yeah, I did see that.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. If you see any animal abuse, please report to RSPCA immediately. But we do overall. If you look at the people, often get a bit short-sighted about what we did this year. If you look at it over a 2-year period, we all have picked up Rankin, 3 really good kids who potentially can all play AFL. And Hugh Bond, for example, is AFL body ready. I mean, he is bigger than some of the other kids that already have been in our club for 4 years. And then next year, 3 top 25 picks as well.
Yeah.
So I think long term, we're looking pretty rosy.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Nice. That's all we like to hear.
Love it, Nuzz.
Yeah.
Thanks again for your insight.
No worries, I'm out of it. No, I'm sick of it.
You're hanging around for the sausages, aren't you?
Janet wants to talk about Fisher Mackesy just quickly as well.
Yeah.
So,
Jeddy, take the mic, love. Speaking to the mic, Jeddy.
She just asked, are we going to get a draft pick? What are we doing with him? And hope he's okay. Well, first thing is that just making sure that he is okay. Like, I think it's gotten to the stage now with Fish that we just need to make sure that he's actually just all right. Just hey, Fish, are you doing okay? Let's talk about draft picks and value and all that crap. Sometimes picks just don't work out. You only have to look at the NBA where, you know, you only have one pick in the top 30 every year, and some clubs trade it out, and then they'll just be, you know, they just won't work out, and their rebuild is done. We have got year after year after year of pretty good kid. I know Chase Jones is a run-of-the-mill type player, and that's okay. He's still part of your best 22, back pocket, half-back flanker. But we've got Darcy Fogarty, Rochelle, Philthorpe. We have a lot of good players. We're going to have Rankin, who's effectively there, and one next year as well. So if Fish doesn't work out, it's okay. He won't be worth anything in terms of trade or draft value next year. It will be negligible, and it will be a delist or a delisted free agent type scenario.
Where do you see us finishing next year?
Did you have a look at the fixture and see all the games that you predict where you might win that one? And
I haven't, but it's something I do.
We might go into that a bit later.
Yeah.
But,
we're going to do predictions later.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Personally, I did 10, and next year's going to have, is it 23 games next year? What
24.
a weird
24.
No, 24 rounds. Which means 23
with a
games.
bye.
Yeah.
Oh, of course, yeah.
And I'll pick 10, so 10 and 13, which I think is pretty reasonable.
Yep.
Which if you follow Fremantle's rebuild path, they're 2 years in front of us, and they finished 10 wins last year, and then this year, obviously, they made finals. And so if we can finish somewhat in the realm of what Fremantle are doing, I think that's all right.
Yeah. Okay. I'm happy with that.
Go Crows.
Go Crows. We've sort of messed with our normal schedule, and now we're all looking at each other going, what do we do now?
Yeah.
Lauren knows what's
that's the
happening,
beauty
don't
of
you?
a live podcast. Well, I'm the only one that knows what's going on, which is the problem. Nuzz, thanks again. Love your insight. Hopefully we'll get you on again next season to join us again. Because we love your pod. Tune into Sensible Crow if you're not already, and sign up as a patron because
I've been losing quite a few. Because I haven't actually done any recording for 3 months.
We don't.
Do people jump off if you don't? Do they?
Well, a couple of people have, and I won't. No, one is already.
We don't have a Patreon, so we encourage people to sign up to yours.
The very lovely Wilmus has actually said that he's going to recontribute. So he's one of my loved Patreons out there, and he said he's going to recontribute when I actually start bloody recording again. So, I mean, otherwise he's just giving me free money. like a bum on the street, so I can't really do that. That's not fair.
I think you can. You build up to something, don't you?
That's
Jeez,
it.
people.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks, Nuzz. Appreciate it. Let's go on to our Nuffs.
Enough is enough is enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Another team's enough.
And we are back with our North Nuffy, Dan Linky. Thanks for joining us again, Dan.
Thanks. It's been a really great pleasure to be out here today. I'm having such a great time.
You love all this Crows propaganda, don't you?
Well, it's actually quite funny. I never really followed football till I was about 11. But I had a bear just like this when I was about 7 or 8. I think my mum was trying to get me to be a Crow supporter at the time, but then I ended up following Port for a couple of years. I know, that's a horrible thing to say, isn't it? You can edit that out and just, I know. And then I decided, they won the premiership, and I decided, I'm going to go for North Melbourne now because the only way they can go is down.
And you were right. Look, Dan, you're not our only Nuff that's going to join us today. We've got some more calling in, but while you're here, now, how would you say that the North Melbourne season went?
The season went shit, hey. The off-season looked good, went shit a bit more, and then became really, really good. So, honestly...
Can you elaborate on that? Because you lost your star player in Jason Horne-Francis.
Funny.
How are you feeling about that?
I'm glad he's gone.
Oh, yeah?
I remember I was saying before, like, I think the last time I was on, I did that pre-record, and I was saying, he's not going to go, yada, yada, yada.
You thought Alistair Clarkson was going to be the saving grace.
He will be. But Horne-Francis going is probably going to be a bigger saving grace than Clarkson coming across, honestly.
Oh, it's much like us. We didn't want him coming to the Crows. Port can have him.
We were off
him. Apparently now he played half the year injured, and then there's been that 7 News footage that's come out last week of him on the bike and then checking his phone while the cameras are rolling on him. So he's like pedaling on the bike. He just stops pedaling on the bike for a minute, slips out his phone, just pulls it up, looks at it.
As a millennial, surely you can relate to that.
Yeah, but also if I'm a number 1 draft pick getting paid, what's he getting paid now? $6 million for 6 seasons or some shit?
Big contract.
Oh, it's a big money contract from Daddy Fabian and David Koch. I good riddance to him. He's going to just bring the team down.
Oh, okay. Well,
Def Neil.
How do you think? How did North go in the draft?
Picks 2 and 3, pick 26, and then pick 56 of Cooper Harvey. So we picked 2 first-rounders in Harry Sheasel and George Wardlaw, who we were probably going to pick at number 1 either or anyway. The fact we managed to turn a pick 1 that didn't want to be there and another pick 1 into top 4 picks. I can't math. Shows well, doesn't it?
You're doing well.
I know, right? It's my first day. And then Braden George was meant to be a top 10 pick. He won't play till next 2024 because of his ACL, but he's a massive slider. He's going to look good as well. And then Cooper Harvey, who is the son of Brett. Wow.
Big boomer.
Wow. I can't even get my
just call him Boomer.
Too much pub squash. The original true pub squash.
Yeah, it's original taste.
Which pubs are from the Exeter?
No, there's the shits from the Kanaka.
And then also the rookie draft as well. We picked up Blake Drury, who was meant to go. He was pick 1. He was meant to go I think mid-20s or 30s in the actual draft itself. We picked up Daniel Howe. From Hawthorn.
It's not a bad pickup.
No. Just a good mature age body, even if he doesn't play full game time. Kane Turner, who we all love and love to hate and hate to love. He's making a comeback somehow.
I think you talked about him when we had you on the show.
I don't know how I feel about Kane Turner anymore. He's a whipping boy. We need a whipping boys. And I'm trying to think about...
Is that why he's staying on the list? Is that like a David McKay situation?
I think it's because of the leadership. I think that's literally it. But his ceiling is so finite. It's just not going to get any better. If anything, it's going to go backwards.
We kept Dave McKay on the list for another year, and he knocked out a St Kilda player and nearly got suspended.
Maybe he can knock out someone from Essendon.
Speaking of Essendon, we've got our Nuffy Dean on the line.
Oh,
Dean,
rolling
hello.
Nuffies.
Hang on, wait, I got to unmute him.
Oh no,
Dean, are you there? Can you hear us?
Dean.
Yeah, I'm here.
There he is. He's not muted. Don't worry, it's all good.
Dean, thanks for joining us. You're one of our first Nuffs that joined Here We Crow. We appreciate that a lot. Tell us about
Thanks
your
for
off.
having me back.
Tell us about your season and tell us about your tumultuous off season there.
Tell us the
Dean.
word on the street, Dean.
What's it like
Well, the
copying
word
North
on the-
Melbourne?
The word on the word on the street. There is no word on the street. I think we're the same as every other team at this time of the year. We're up and about, tearing up the track, setting PBs, and we're all top 4 contenders, aren't we?
Yep, pretty well.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
I know we are.
So, no, I think we had a reasonably good off season. The in season wasn't crash hot. I think for both of our teams, to be quite honest. But off season, we've done all right. Picked up a couple of good kids. We've significantly increased our Indigenous quota, which may help come Dreamtime game as opposed to last year, where we had unfortunately a token guy playing off the reserves bench against, I think it was like 10 different Richmond guys. So
And you got Tipper back.
Yeah, we got Tipper back. He's probably not as fit as he'd like to be by the looks of things. He'll get there. And our old mate Jakey Stringer has been doing standard off season and hanging out at KFC. So
With McGovern.
hopefully, probably, but hopefully he'll work his way in. I think there was word that he has got a slight maybe an osteitis pubis or groin issue going on, but I think he likes his food. He gets on a good wicket in the off season, Jakey.
Oh, good on him. Same as me. Now I'm just wondering, what's the go with the coaching role? Who's coaching Essendon?
Brad Scott. Chris Scott.
Yeah, that's
somebody
right.
called somebody Scott.
Enjoy him. He'll be there for 10 years. He'll get you nowhere.
You should have some free kicks next year at least.
Well, that's okay then, because we've had a few coaches in the last few years and still gone nowhere. So
Look, I wanted Brad Scott to leave after 2016, and I think if he stays past his prime at Essendon, he's going to do the same things to you that he's done to North. I still blame a lot of what happened in 2020 on Brad Scott. I have a lot of hate towards Brad Scott.
I think all teams will have a love-hate relationship with at least one or two coaches along the way. But I think your views probably aren't unfounded in that regard. I think it probably did stay a bit too long at North.
And can I just double check?
Bit like Hinkley at Power, I guess.
Did we only invite other people's teams that finished lower than us? Is that
I actually thought about that. Yeah, we couldn't. We don't actually have any friends that are in the top 8.
We certainly didn't get anyone in from Geelong.
West Coast?
No.
No.
We would have tried.
No, Kevin Mitchell couldn't join us this episode, unfortunately.
But
Could have invited our Geelong Nuffy. I just, didn't want to.
Good move. Ruin the vibe.
Yeah.
Dean, how do you see Essendon going in 2023?
I think our goal should be reasonably set, just to win more games than you guys, and then
so you can rub it into me, Dean.
Just pretty much. Take the big wins. I think that we have to be better than last year. I think we were quite poor, to be quite honest. We didn't start particularly well, and we've been given, I think, what's been deemed a reasonably soft opening 4 weeks for the new year. So if we can get off to a good start, that'll get all our hopes up. And then I think we've got like 6 or 7 weeks of hell to follow that, which will probably bring us back down to earth and standard par for the course for an Essendon year.
Who have you got in gather round, Dean?
The D's.
Adelaide Oval? That'd be Adelaide Oval, wouldn't it, that game?
Yeah, at Adelaide Oval on...
That's a Saturday night, isn't it?
Exactly.
Or Saturday afternoon?
I think we're an afternoon game. I didn't think we get the night. We're not good enough to get night games anymore.
Yeah.
We've been taken off all the night time. Yeah, we're on a double-header day, I think. We play the early game and they play the afternoon game.
Yeah, nice. Okay.
Yeah. So,
now,
and then I get to toddle off up the road to watch the actual blockbuster of that.
I was actually going to say Dean.
The North Melbourne Brisbane,
I reckon
absolute.
I reckon you, me, and Dan
class
here,
where I can walk up the road and check that out.
Yeah, I reckon you,
country football style.
You, me, and Dan Linky here should catch up at that game. I reckon.
Absolutely.
Oh, for sure.
That's a quite.
We should be able to walk in
too, Dan, or am I not allowed to come?
Oh, yeah, if you can make the trek from Strath to Mount Barker, I'm sure.
I think I can manage that trick. Yes.
Just hitchhike.
He's going to ride the bike.
You know, I have no idea where Strath is, right?
He's only driven through it before. Dean and Dan, thanks very much for coming back to Here We Crow and letting us know about your teams. Good luck next season. I don't mean that.
Did we speak about having a mutual enemy now?
I was on.
Yeah, no, we didn't. We just kind of got Dean on, and we just kind of left it from there.
Yeah,
who's our mutual enemy? Jason Horn-Francis.
Yeah,
and Port.
So North, we're sort of on board with North.
Yeah, no. It's like a handshake.
Were you asleep
thing.
when we were talking about that?
Did you talk about it?
No.
Yeah.
Bits. Yeah, the push bike. Yeah, no, right. Yeah, you're busy setting it. I forgot. I zoned out.
Just before we wrap this bit up, Dan. We saw you at the Northern Adelaide game at the end of the season, and you were sitting in front of the goals there. We were up behind you on the hill. Now, there was a gentleman just in front of you who was escorted from the venue not once but twice by the police, and we just want the lowdown on that.
Firstly, how dare you not come up and say hi?
Oh, look, it was
That's
we didn't
rude.
want to rub it in your face that we were winning.
I've watched North play many a game at Adelaide Oval and Amy, and we've never won. And that was the closest we've ever come to winning. So that was kind of like the fact we're up for the 3/4 time with like no one on the bench. I was fine with losing. So could have come up and said hi. I would have been fine of it. Next time, wink. Not passive aggressive at all. Secondly. Not so passive aggressive. Holy shit! Yeah, that guy was a journey. We were probably seated about 3 or 4 rows behind the cheer squad, if my memory serves me right. If you guys were seeing us on the hill, I'm there with my dad, my partner, and we're just like watching this guy just go absolutely ballistic.
Was he fighting with his own?
That's how I ended up going on footy Twitter quite recently. I was like, all North. North Melbourne Victorian-based supporters like this, and they're like, "No, we're nice, I swear." But so, long story short, was that this guy, he's decided to start standing up in front of another guy, this is probably about halfway, 3/4 through the last quarter, and he's like, and the guy's asked him to sit down quite nicely, going, "Mate, can you just please stand down? My kid and I can't see the game," and this guy's just started going bunter, like, "You can't tell me what to do." It's a free country. You might take my legs, but you'll never take my freedom. And he's going absolutely off the rails. He's this big 6'2" unit.
Yeah, he was huge.
Yeah, he was a big guy.
You guys would have seen him, right? I'd be intimidated by him too. And the guy's just like, "I just want you to sit down so I can see the game." "You can't tell me what to do." "No." And his kid would have been 15, 16. He's like standing right next to me. He's like, the kid's looking embarrassed. He's like, "Dad, stop. Don't do it, Dad." "No, not my rights. It's about my freedom." And I know I'm yelling, but I need to convey this point across, which is why, And it's getting worse and worse. And we're all like, "Mate," it's like, guys, come down. Because you can remember, he's like right next to the cheer squad. Like right by the goal line. It's just like we're already losing. It's just kick it in a bit more. Just twist the knife in. Why don't you start turning on your own? The cops come up. They start walking in. It's probably about 2.5 minutes left of the game. We just watched probably about 6 or 7 cops just stream down the steps, and they grab the guy, start dragging him out. "No, no cough, no cough." "No,
I swear.
You can't do it. You can't take me away. If you're taking me away." And the kid's just he's got his head in his hands. He's just he's just so embarrassed. He just wanted to have a good time with the footy, and his dad's being an absolute pig of a man. And then we lose the game, and I'm just like, well, whatever.
That was worth it.
And my partner, Ella, she just turns to look at me and goes, "Well, that was actually more enjoyable than the last quarter."
Yeah.
So that's the story of the Adelaide game.
Thanks for shining some light on that one.
It was a classic.
That was an interesting time.
Disappointed I missed that because I left 10 minutes into the last quarter and I said, "No, Karen, I've had enough of this." And she's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "No, it's so good. Adelaide are going to get up and win," and walked out.
I was just going to say, Dean normally he'll go to whatever Bombers games at LA Oval, but also goes along to watch the odd Crows loss. So
it was so close.
Not this time.
Oh, it was so close too. It was like edging. It was like
not that terrible Blink-182 song.
Lauren. Oh my god.
Oh dear. All right. Well, thank you, Nuffs. I think we're going to hopefully hear from another Nuff
Yes.
At some point, they're going to interrupt whatever we're doing next. So thank you again, Dan and Dean. Hope to have you on again next season when we play North and Essendon. Unless we find someone else.
I think we're late in the piece. I reckon the blockbuster's round 17
round
at the
15.
Home Football Marvel Stadium.
Well,
You'll only get superseded by celebrity
We've only got the
supporters.
one game next year against you guys.
You'll have plenty of time to prepare what you've got to say then, Dean.
I thought we would have been coming here this year because we missed out. We didn't come last year, and we played Port twice last year as well, and they've doubled us up with them again.
Yeah.
Lauren, we'll have Dan Linky on again unless we have Tim Rogers.
Why not both?
I think, Dan and Tim at the same time would be
Why
good.
not? I can just talk about angry North supporters and he can talk about UMI. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I don't think he wants
Well, if you want somebody for Essendon, you can get, what's his name? Nick Giannopoulos.
The Wog Boy himself.
That'd be so good.
Yeah, Nick Giannopoulos. Hit him up. There you go.
Just slide into his DMs.
Love it. Thanks, fellas. As I said, good luck, but no luck for season 2023, and we'll talk to you then.
That's so mean.
Cheers, guys. Have a great rest of your pod.
Thanks, Dean.
Merry Christmas.
All right. We are joined once again by two of our Nuffs. We have Roman, our Port Nuff, and very popular Carlton Nuff, Jason.
Was he?
Well, what with
That's
Jeddy?
the first
Jeddy's
time I've been called popular.
You have a big fan in Jeddy who joins us, Jason. So
Yeah,
welcome again, boys. Now, Jason,
I still can't believe that I'm not more popular on your pod since I spent most of the year bagging my own club.
Well, mate, you have to wait till you're spoken to first, all right?
One
can't believe it either, Roman.
One of the joys of going for a non-South Australian team and being on a South Australian team's podcast is that nobody hates you too much. Whereas, Roman, you probably hate Port Adelaide as much as most of the Adelaide fans do.
Now, Jason, we'll start with you. Tell us about Carlton's season, how you found that, because you were top of the pops there for a moment and then it all fell down.
Look, I do have a couple of conspiracy theories. I know I kind of floated a couple when I was in, but I'm actually very happy we didn't make the finals because just a little bit, we wouldn't have made a dent. We might have made a little scratch, but not a dent. We'd rather wait another year and have everything running smoothly. Injuries all right, but it was just nice not to be the worst team in the league for a change.
And to get the best draw, finishing ninth.
Ninth is fine.
But you've got the
control.
blockbuster draw next year. 7 blockbuster
Yeah, the blockbuster
games.
draw of the Thursday night at Adelaide Oval. One of the strongest games of that Here We Go round.
I know, right?
I'm changing the name to the Here We Go round, by the way.
About the Here We Crow round.
Here We Crow round. Roman, we talked about it during the season. Port were supposed to be destined for great things and again, absolutely plundered it. What's your take on 2023 and are you excited about having Jason Horn attitude Francis?
If we go back to my last visit to this great show, I think I've made my feelings quite clear on Jason Horn Francis. Look, the jury's out. What was it? 8-year deal or something ridiculous? For a petulant child. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully he proves me wrong. Basically, our year, it was over by round 5. Pretty much, Jordan Dawson ended our season. So that's pretty much what it was this year. But next year, they've basically, the club's gone all in on Ken Hinkley next year, and basically, I think I reckon it's his last year, no matter what the result. I'm going to put it out there now. No matter what the result next year, I reckon it's Kenny's last year at Port. Even if he wins the flag, I don't think Kenny will be there in 24.
Yeah, look, I think
he'll leave under his own steam. If he wins the flag, he'll say, "Job done. I'm finished."
Yeah.
And I think, looking at the coaching appointments at Port Adelaide, I think they've really, set themselves up. I think they have a real look at what Josh Carr can offer, and I think he might actually end up being the next coach at Port Adelaide.
Look, if not next year, then the year after for sure.
Yeah.
Depends on how his
right.
development goes. But
Yeah,
I think if Hinkley does win the flag this year, I'd probably say he probably may stay, but overall, yeah, like we've had differing opinions on particularly you and I, but you know, at times it's the right time to move on, and they've really stacked it well to you know, go into the next phase, which you know, spending a good chunk of time talking about the opposition on the Crows podcast.
It's either going to go really, really well for Port Adelaide or horrifically bad.
We're all hoping for horrifically bad. That's how we vote. Guys, thanks very much for coming on Here We Crow. We really appreciated it. I think you were, definitely two of our most popular Nuffies of the season, and we can't wait to have you guys back next season. Predictions, ladder position next year for your teams. Respond.
You go first, Ronan.
Given the way we've stacked, we should make the 8, if not top 4. But you know, with Jeddy at the helm, you just never know.
Jeddy at the helm.
So I'll go out on a limb and say, look, if you look at it on paper, they're stacked for top 4, but I don't know. And because I'm on the Crows podcast, I should give my take for the Crows. The Crows will continue getting better. I reckon they can finish between 12 and 8.
Ooh, love it.
Yeah, I'd probably say similar for the Crows. I think they're still probably a little bit off, you know, really pushing for it. But you know, ebbs and flows in the competition is what they said, how they set it up. But look, if we finish in the 8, that's all I need. It's obviously 2 Colin medalists in 2 consecutive years. First time that's happened with different guys. Brownlow medalists, which that's a whole other conversation about you know, umpires, gambling, and you know, all those things, which we'll say for another day. But look, we've got a pretty favourable draw. I think we should hopefully have the 8 locked in by, you know, a couple of games to go, and we don't end up in the same situation where 1 goal conceded caused the difference for our finals. But that being said, missing out on finals saved me a lot of money, flight, accommodation, tickets, and you know, if I'm looking at it that way, I'm happy with that.
So where are you going to end up on the ladder next year, Jason? What's the question?
Look, I'm going to say like 6th or 7th.
6th or 7th?
Like 6th or 7th. Well, yeah, I think so.
Right.
It depends on obviously other teams, but you know, I'll still be happy with 8.
So I reckon they're going to be better than that. I reckon Carlton will definitely be in the top 6.
Potentially, but also I've learned to manage my expectations as a Carlton supporter, and there's been plenty of off seasons where I've got really excited, and then been absolutely devastated in those 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 years that I kind of don't get too carried away.
Well, we appreciate that. Don't get too carried away, because that's our job, getting carried away. Guys, thanks very much for coming on the Here We Crow Christmas special. Hopefully catch you again next season. We will be seeing you, Roman, first up round, 3?
Something like that.
Oh, it's the fixture come out.
Yeah, mate. Get onto it.
It's all about the World Cup. It's all about World Cup in my house. It's just World Cup, World Cup, World Cup. If it doesn't have a round ball and it's being kicked by 11 blokes, I'm just not interested.
I'm
right
a bit
now,
the same,
so
Roman. I understand.
Yeah, it's the same at my house. At
give
the
me a
moment
month. Give me a week, and I'll be right to go. And and for all those people on the get on the Morocco train. It's to watch, but it'll be great for them to win.
No worries. And yes, Jason, we'll see you at the Gather round, or as you said, the Here We Crow round.
Here We Crow round. Love it. Look forward to it, guys. Have a great Christmas, and thanks for having us both on.
Thanks, you very much.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Catch you soon.
See you guys.
See you guys. Thanks.
Okay, and we're going to talk some Crows goss and fixture release, and also some fog watch. Welcome to Friends of the Pod, Jeddy and Kate. Hi, Jeddy.
Hi.
Hello again, Kate.
Hello.
Hello.
I got to say, we've already spoken to Kate briefly earlier, but it is an absolute privilege to have Jeddy here. Jeddy, thanks for coming, because you're one of our biggest fans and you talk to us all the time on social media.
I am a big fan.
And we did meet you at one of the games during the season, and that was lovely. So we're very pleased to have you here.
And I did wave to you and Dan one day on another day, but you...
Oh, did we not see you?
That's correct.
I'm sorry. And I'm also sorry that I couldn't offer any of the boys up to your lovely niece either, because I know you were looking for some of your niece to date.
32 and very gorgeous.
Yes, well, unfortunately they're
34.
all married. So, yes, I would be the only one available for your niece.
And you're too
but
short.
I don't swing that way.
It's not the sex that's the problem.
Well, it's true. I'm very short.
When I stand next to her, I'm at her breast level. So.
Well, again, sorry I couldn't help you out with that. Look, let's just crack into Fog Watch straight away. Sam, press the button. The Fog.
Some of your best singing there, Dan, I reckon.
We have been watching The Fog, and of course he has signed a contract extension in the off-season. Yes, we're very happy about that.
It's such a peak and trough, his season, going from starting off badly actually.
Yeah, it was bad.
And we were talking about
trough and peak. Yeah.
Well, what I mean is, we started off like with all this hope. We started this segment because we were hoping he was going to have a breakout season, and he started off terribly, went into the twos, and then came back and just went in leaps and bounds for the rest of the year.
I'm pretty sure we were talking about like whether he has a spot in the side there at one point last year.
Are you suggesting we were his main motivation to
maybe he might have heard
pick things up?
I recall one of our segments just being like Fog disappeared, and that was it.
Well, the lyrics to the jingle used to be, he has legs, but does he know how to use them? And now, he knows how to use them is what it's been changed to.
Yes, he does know
I didn't
how to
notice
use
that
them.
change.
Yeah.
Did that actually change?
Subtle change.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Good on you, Dan. Jeddy, you're a big fan of The Fog. How did you think your season went?
Well, halfway through the season, the dog's middle name, which was Fogarty, did get changed to Rochelle because the dog wasn't happy, but because the dog's got black shiny hair like the two boys, so now he's got both names: Bill Fogarty, Rochelle Edwards.
Is it hyphenated?
Well, I actually haven't written it down ever, so but I am a hyphenating sort of person.
Well, we might have to write it in the show notes, so we'll put the hyphen in just in case. Well, I'm pretty excited about the contract extension. I think we were all kind of waiting for it, even though he was signed on for 2023, but now we've got him until 2025.
Yep.
And obviously the future of our forward line is looking extremely bright with the addition of Isaac Rankin, who looks to be having a fantastic time at training, I have to say.
Yeah, tearing up the track, is he?
Yeah.
Tearing up the track. Have you not seen the gym social media
I've seen the
content?
gym photos, yep.
Sam likes the gym photos.
Oh, it's so lazy.
Kate, are you a Fog fan?
I'm a big Fog fan.
Yeah?
Yeah. How could you not be?
I know, right?
Yeah. Delighted that he improved over the season. Was going to be really disappointing to lose him because I feel like he would have come good at some point. So if we'd traded him or anything, I think we would have regretted it. So
and there were a few rumours floating around there that he might be going up to Brisbane. Well, quashed those. Who is your favourite player, Kate?
Oh Lord, hard to choose. I want to say Tex, but that's
You
a
can
little
say Tex.
No one
controversial.
says that now.
That's right. Yeah.
Bozza would.
Yeah, Bozza would, yeah.
Bozza loves the king.
The king, yeah.
Yeah, I still have a soft spot for Tex, bless him. But yeah, I think, I'm waiting for a new favourite to really kind of stick.
Okay,
so
yeah.
we'll see what the next season brings.
Anything could happen. Jeddy, is Fog your favourite, or do you have another favourite?
I'm going Tex.
Hey.
Got two Texes on the board. All right.
Can't help it.
No, that's fair enough.
It's a
Totally
Tex safe
understand.
space here, so it's fine.
We haven't completely written him off. Now, the fixture. Let's have a look. I've actually got the photo saved, but I'm not prepared because we're doing this live. All right, so round one, we are not playing at home for the first time in a couple of years. We are playing at the Giants Stadium against Giants. Now, the last time we played them was awful. Do we have any predictions?
What a crap place to play your first game of the season.
And on a Sunday afternoon as well.
Playing to 2,000 people.
You've got something to say about the fixture, Jenny.
And we are not playing the last game at home either.
No, West
Coast. Normally we get a alternate between Port and that. We got both away.
We do.
First and the last.
We do Perth a lot in the last round, don't we? Mm.
But we are playing 4 out of the first 5 games at Adelaide Oval. That's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, ones that gather round.
Yes.
And that's the only reason why Carlton's playing us at Adelaide Oval. Otherwise, they would never have come anyway.
Yeah.
They'd ever come. So one of them, and then one's a away game against Port.
That's right. But, still at our home ground, which, as Ben would say, we're quite familiar with. Can I ask what your opinion of the name gather round for the so-called magic round?
I don't hate it.
I think it's fine.
It could have been worse, I think. I'm relieved that it wasn't as bad as it could have been.
Yeah, right?
Like heaps good round or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's kind of funny.
People are
at
still
least.
pushing that.
No, I thought remarkable round because they're remarkable that they're all coming here. And the word mark is in the word remarkable.
Kitty interstate clubs round. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
What about up there, Kazalady?
Kazalady.
No.
I don't work in marketing for a reason. Jeddy, what are your thoughts on the fixture release? You said earlier to me that you had some thoughts.
Well, I don't know why a bottom 6 team, which is what we were, gets to play the two preliminary finalists twice. I don't think that's fair. Going to every single state in Australia, including territories, and 2 regional Victorians is unfair. I think the Integrity Commission should look at itself because it's not a fair deal.
Does the government get involved?
The AFL's never had much integrity.
Never fair.
Really.
No, but we've got Bulldogs again in Ballarat. I mean, even the poor Bulldogs people in Ballarat probably want to see somebody different.
Yeah.
And Geelong again in Geelong.
Yeah. Love that one.
Yeah, not a lot of...
Mark that down as a loss as usual.
And then Hawthorn in Tasmania again.
Yeah.
It's not even like they shuffled the whatever you shuffle.
I am going to a wedding in Darwin the weekend after we play, so I think I might need to go up a week early and watch us play Gold Coast.
And my wife would say it's a big difference playing Hawthorn in Launceston instead of North in Hobart.
Oh, yes.
That is a big change.
A little bit,
Don't
yeah.
get those 2 towns confused.
What, 4
They
hour
don't
drive?
like each other.
2.
No.
2.
2 hours.
I thought it was 4.
2 hours.
I'd go to Lonnie for a
Maybe
game
you're
of
driving.
footy.
It does give the Crows people an option to pick a state.
Yeah, that's true. I'm pretty devo because I'm going to Darwin like 2 months after. I'm going to Darwin in August, so
Oh,
they did
right.
not time that round for
No.
me at all.
Sorry.
The week that I go, we're playing Melbourne at the MCG, so
That doesn't line up.
can't wait to miss that week's podcast. I was thinking though maybe we should do a pod trip to Ballarat.
Oh,
Pod trip.
that would be pretty fun.
Ben looks stoked on that idea.
Oh, it's just such an exotic location. It's got me excited
Come
already.
on, Ben, we could go to Sovereign Hill, pan for some gold.
Trial Castle.
We could. That's
There's
true.
plenty of bakeries in Ballarat.
Yeah,
just saying.
Yeah.
We could do a Ballarat bakery blog.
Yeah. I might need more selling, but sure.
Okay.
Is this General Crow's chit chat segment?
Yeah. What else you got?
We've got something. The Murray and Strawn contracts extended.
Oh, yes.
Big news.
I like it.
I
Maybe
like
give
it.
Strawn some games.
Yeah.
Did
What?
you actually hear what he said?
No.
Oh, it was funny. Even my husband picked it up. He basically said, "I think I've actually got better," and then he stopped. Skills. He tried to. He stopped. He wanted to say he was better than Rob, and then he stopped. And we both looked at each other. Like, yeah.
That's
Did
great.
you see that?
No,
Oh,
but
you have
that's
to-
a
It was funny.
bombshell for us. Thanks, Jenny.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
love that.
I like that too.
Are we? Oh, we didn't talk about Rob.
Oh God.
Oh, and he's posing with that guy.
I think we did want to keep this episode light and maybe not talk about that.
Not too political.
Let's just say we're not happy with it. We might delve into it next year.
Let's see how his
Let's
form
see
goes.
what other dumb shit Rob gets up to in the off
That's
season.
right. He might completely implode after that. Yeah.
Maybe he'll send some more notes to Twitter. Who knows?
I think the only thing for me is it sort of enlightened where he had the real confidence last year to say that he's going to be the best ruckman in the league.
Yeah.
I'm starting to get a feeling
What
for
league?
where he's getting these sort of strong vibes from.
Yeah. Your
Whether
mate
they be
Scholl
delusional or
coming
not.
out saying he was never going anywhere.
Yes, Sholly. He did not lie to me. He told me the truth.
Yep.
He said he wasn't going to Carlton. He came out in the media. SEN claimed it as like breaking news. Well, I've
Yeah.
got news for you guys.
That was a Here We Crow
It was a Here We
exclusive.
Crow exclusive, yes.
It was our only
but,
exclusive.
you know, claimed. You're very welcome.
Yeah. And just added to that, I kept plugging the narrative that he was going because of the cafe guy.
That's
yeah,
right.
maybe we can give the cafe guy a call.
Yeah, that's right.
Just let
Bring
him
him
know what's up. What else you got?
Jack Madgen playing for the reserves, Collingwood player.
I don't even know who that is.
Not massive news, but thought I'd put it in the notes.
Brett Turner being delisted. What do we think of that?
Yeah, that's on my list.
Theo
was
where's
right.
Theo?
Vindicated.
Well, at the time, we said that Theo would not have run with that on the news if he wasn't fairly confident that Turner was in strife.
That's true.
So I'm not surprised at all, to be honest.
I did actually invite Theo to come and join us today. And I really do want to talk to him about that specifically because he did just drop that little bombshell right at the end of that segment.
Yeah.
And then kind of got blasted by Brett on Instagram with the Pinocchio
I think
meme.
our feeling at the time was that Brett coming back with the Pinocchio thing was a mistake because like it felt like this might backfire on you. and it did.
And he did actually speak with the Advertiser about his delisting and how he felt a bit strung along by the Crows. That's sport, baby. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, I mean, playing devil's advocate, I think it'd be very hard for a footy club to be brutally honest when their balls are still in the air in terms of like what they're going to do at the draft and all that.
Yeah, I think he had a chance of staying on the list. It's just things didn't go his way. Like Crouch couldn't get a home, and they found midfielders that they liked in the draft.
If
that
they
were
didn't
available.
get Hugh Bond, they might well have given him a rookie contract or something.
Yeah.
So, you know.
They liked Hugh Bond's name better.
Yeah.
But it sounds like maybe, well, he was talking about goalposts changing and stuff. So maybe, I mean, it's not impossible that the communication wasn't great to him and he did feel like, oh, yep, no, I should be right. And then it changed on him. But that's a communication issue. It's not, the decision's not necessarily wrong, but maybe they could have done it better.
Yeah.
The only other thing I had written down was Nankervis referring to Saligo as refrigerator in a story. So I think that might be our new nickname for Saligo, if that's cool. Fridge, yeah.
Wow, what's that about?
I don't know. He just called him. He just said like "go refrigerator" and then posted a picture of Saligo.
Interesting.
So,
also, I don't know if there's a segment on this, and if there is, you can edit this out, Sam. But are we going to talk a little bit about the women and what they're getting up to?
Absolutely.
Chat. Am I allowed to start talking about it now?
You can do that now. Yep.
It's been good following them on Instagram and some of their stories that have been going on. The other day, a few of the girls went along to Karen's restaurant, the new Karen restaurant.
Did they? That's very good.
Where the staff are trained to abuse you and stuff.
That's my ideal place of work, to be honest.
To work, not to go. How long is that going to last? That
but Chelbo got the bird flipped to her.
Really?
By one of the staff there. That was good to see. It was sad to see Ailish Considine has moved on, but it looks like it was mutual.
Yeah.
Her heading home, I believe.
Okay.
What else?
The awards.
Yes.
We have them written down. Who won all the awards?
What, the votes?
Yeah.
Yes, we are going to announce those.
Oh, not ours. The actual good ones. The Crows
the best and fairest.
Yeah.
Anne Hatchard again, 3-time club champion.
Yep.
What a player.
Yes.
Emily Marinoff came second.
Emily.
Narrowly missing out.
And Chelbo got third, so that was good.
Yeah.
To see.
And our awards, are we announcing them?
We are. I'm just waiting on your votes and Dan's votes also. So,
right, because we haven't spoken about the last game,
I need to calculate
have we?
those.
Are we going to talk about them, or do you want me to just give them to you?
No, just give us the votes. We'll do that in a minute. Anything else, ladies? You got any? What was your favourite Crows goss for the season?
I just thought it was great that Chelsea got the most courageous player again.
Oh yeah, she did too at the W Awards.
Yep.
Well, Chelsea Randall and also Chelsea Bell won Best Defensive Player at our Crows Awards as well, which was really great.
Of course she did.
Yeah, of course she did. Everyone's on the Chelbo wagon. You were there at the start.
I was there right at the start of the year.
I was there before you. I taught her when she was little.
Oh, damn it.
Port Vincent
I've been out
Primary
fanned.
School.
Well, there you go.
Was she a good kid or was she a rat bag?
Perfect. There was 5 of them.
5 of them?
4 girls and a boy.
Yeah,
all
right.
bidels, is what you saying?
Mhm.
Yeah. Just my little piece of goss that I've already shared with the pod. I found out that I've known Mariana Rachic's brother for years, and I didn't know they were related. So that was it.
Rachich didn't give you a clue.
No, I didn't know his last name. He's a friend of a friend, so I've like seen
Real
him,
good friend then, Dan.
hung out with him at parties and stuff. And
So that when first
lovely
name
guy.
basis means you don't know them very well.
Yeah, but what they did tell me is that at one of their kids' parties, Mariana and Chelsea gave one of the kids shit for having Port Power gear on. So that was good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
You can edit this out too if you like. But if anyone from the new members engagement panel is listening, I'm not a fan of some of the ways they've tried to communicate with members in the last few weeks. Like,
tell us more, Kate.
Yeah, so for example, when I renewed my membership, I got this great email saying, Kate's been recruited for season 2023. And I was like, really?
See, I liked that because it was technically from Daddy Nix.
That was
So
true.
I was like,
That's true.
Thanks, Daddy.
Yeah, thanks for that, Nixie.
And I've been putting in a strong pre-season, expecting round one should be lining up.
Well, see, Kate got her hopes up thinking this is it. I'm in.
Yeah, that's right. I was very disappointed. And then when the fixture got released, I don't know if you guys have seen, they made all these movie posters that were like highlighting bits of I just feel like the lameness continues when it comes to
you've really got to lean into the lameness if you're going to do it. You can't do it half-assed like that. Like they've got to do like Freo with the corn video.
Yes, yeah. They're two in the middle.
I got that email, Kate, and I thought, geez, Crows have been taking some Photoshop lessons from me. And I also did want to talk about the fixture video. Now, in the past, we have done a pretty decent job of the fixture release video.
We did that Mario one last year, didn't we?
The Mario gaming one. But this year, all we had was Rory Sloane on a lawnmower.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it?
Yeah.
I will post the link later, but it is lame. And I know we love a bit of lawn chat.
Oh, we do.
But this was no good. No good.
Lawn chat's coming up.
And also stay tuned next year for what's Rory Sloane shilling this week.
Yeah.
It's our new segment.
Possibly ride on mowers.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Chelsea Bedell and you're listening to the Here We Crow podcast.
All right, and now it is time to announce the winners of the AFLW Player Awards. Except Sam still hasn't given me his votes.
I don't remember the
I think
last
it was it Chelbo 3, 2 and 1?
Really, what I need is your soldiers on.
From the last game.
Yeah.
God, I didn't take any notes. Who did Ben give it to?
Maddie.
Chelbo.
Oh, that sounds pretty good to me.
All right.
It's a high integrity award, this one.
Very much so. Okay. Obviously, we didn't win the preliminary final against Brisbane. They absolutely outclassed us. But it was a highly competitive and contested game, so it wasn't so bad. But obviously, Melbourne took out the premiership this year. Absolutely rigged. But the winner of the AFLW Here We Crow Ebony Marinoff Trophy with 66 votes is Ebony Marinoff. Hey! Well done, Eb. I mean, Emily. And
can we actually call it the Emily Marinoff Award just to, for posterity reasons? I think that'd be good.
Yes. And now here's the big one. It has been a really charged, tight race for the Sarah Allen Soldiers on.
I hope my shitty last vote doesn't affect it.
Winning the Sarah Allen Soldiers on a total of 7 votes.
7.
It is Madison Mad Dog
Oh, it's rigged.
And we've got Madison on the line.
This sounds very much like Melbourne winning the premiership.
We would have Madison on the line, but she's currently in Bali with the other girls, so they're having a nice little holiday.
I want to see it. Is there a recount sort of option?
Look, if you'd done your votes properly, it could happen. Because second for that vote was Chelsea Randall on 6.
Yeah, right.
So it was actually pretty tight there.
Get your commemorative Mad Dog T-shirts at the start of next season.
We might have some new merch.
Yeah, now that my iPad's working. Now, the top 3 for the Emily Marinoff, best and fairest. Ebony, of course, coming in at number 1. Hatchie was number 2 at 55 votes, and Chelsea Randall, 51 votes. So it's still pretty close. Yep. Anyway, congratulations, girls. Hopefully we'll have some of our favourites on again next season. It's going to be a bit of a wait.
There will be a wait.
I would like to just say, and I know they probably don't listen to the podcast, but a big thank you to the AFLW media team who supported us heavily this year. Always very approachable, responsive, and set us up lots of great interviews. So thanks very much to the team there.
I was going to save that for the end of the episode, Dan, but sure, just jump on in.
I haven't seen the run sheet, remember?
No, you haven't. All right. That was the AFLW Awards. Now let's get on to the Here We Crow Awards. That's right. We're still waiting for Bozza to call. So we have
is he calling?
I don't know. So we have to get on to the Here We Crow Awards before Dan leaves us. Okay, so best women's player interview. Now, we did have a few women's interviews this year. We had Caitlin Gould, Justine Mills, Chelsea Bedell, Mariana Regic, Amber Ward, Maddie, and Digger Newman and Stevie Lee Thompson. Predictions on who might have won this one?
Maddie and Digger.
Maddie.
It was Maddie and Digger Newman with 10 votes, followed closely by Mariana Regic.
Oh, yeah.
That was a good interview. Best men's player interview. We had Mitch Hinge, Lachlan Scholl, and Jake Saligo.
Surely.
Jake Saligo with 19 votes. I think the best question we asked of the season, do you call Matthew Nick's daddy? Now, we also had the worst dog act. Now, it will take me a million years to say all of those. But the top three we had, Jimmy Webster grabbing Murphy by his neck after neck surgery.
Yep.
Jack Ginnivan digging his knees into Paddy Parnell on the ground. Trent Cotchin kicking Tex in the knee. Studs up. But the winner of the worst dog act was Brodie Smith not being nominated for Mark of the Year because of his concussion.
Oh, yeah.
Now, we do have a... we're gonna throw back to a few dog acts now.
Yeah.
Hit it.
If you're lying on the grass, Tex put you on the arse, but you kick your studs up. Dog act.
Anyway, Aaron, if you continue to take our players, I will boo you. Put it that way.
If you're leaving us for fort and you think you're going to court other premiership crows. Dog act.
Do we have a second dog act?
If you take a massive mark and you knock yourself out, but it's not mark of the round. Dog
I'm going to
act.
say I actually thought it was amusing as well, but then I was like, but it's Toby, so I hate it. Second, Dan?
Wait. If your name is Toby Nank and you're a bit of a wank, walk through the Bombers pack. Dog act. Schukowski, here's the thing, it's not a chicken wing, it's a bad cop stronghold. Dog act. When Murphy's on the deck and you go for his or neck, what the actual fucking heck? Dog act.
But yeah, it was the going in for the headbutt that I didn't like. It's your first game, mate. Just chill out.
When you're in your debut game and you're joining the affray and make McAdam have to change. Dog act.
There you go.
Nailed it
nice.
first time, Dan.
Yeah.
Good job.
Excellent.
Until Sam leaves the other one.
Unless I leave it in.
If you're tackling today and in technique it's dodgy, don't you try to break his arm. Dog act.
Pew Pew extension, 2 years. Love it. Anyway, off you go, Dan.
When you're going with the flight and says hit you with his might and takes back you in a fight. Dog act.
Good as well. Good on you, Broads.
Yep.
When you're used to copying flack, don't get into pistols back or you'll just become the next. Dog act.
Anyway, that is an absolute dog act. How dare you leave our pistol alone? When you punch you in the neck and you get him on the deck, you're gonna get wrecked. Dog act.
That'll do. So, Sophie Conway, you are this week's dog act.
When you're completely out of line, elbow randos face a crime.
Shit, Lauren. This is such a tongue twister. All right, this might take a few goes.
All right.
When you're completely out of line, elbow Randall's face a crime and you don't even get fined. Dog act.
Nice. Nailed it.
That was tough.
Second time.
Elbow Randall's face a crime.
Well done, Dan. Fantastic.
I liked your cameo there, Lauren. That was great.
Yeah, well, you know, as the writer of most of the dog acts.
Going in my head all the way home, that one.
Oh, that was
And a
fantastic.
big announcement, Sam and I are doing the songs next year.
Yes, please. And that brings us to our best segment, Here We Crow Award. Obviously, we have Fog Watch, Yoso Kane, Dog Act, the pre-game warm-up, Pose a Crow's Question, Ask Jerker, Sam's What's in This Spring and Bargain Bin, Boz's Selections from the Saunas, and Dan's Spider Stories, our newer segment. Now, going by Sam's mailbag, surely his segment is going to have the most votes in this.
See, the problem is that they will write in, so it's still coming. Christmas mail.
We are actually counting written in votes.
A Donald Trump recount.
But by quite a margin, Dog Act is the favourite segment on Here We Crow, followed closely by Boz's Selections from the Sauna.
Did Bozza just vote like 6 times?
Somehow he got 8 votes in. I don't know how that happened.
6 of them were in.
But Sam's What's in This Spring and Bargain Bin, 1 vote. out of 36.
That's disappointing. That's
Now,
sad.
Speaking of what's in this
I should have
spring,
voted.
we had what was the best in this spring, and what else have we got here? We've got our future forward line was highly voted as the best. Chelbo making the All Australian squad.
Yep.
But the winner was Tech celebrating Fogg's big mark against North.
Yeah, that
Very
was
good celebration.
Yeah.
And the worst bargain bin. Now, God, it took me forever to write those out.
Sorry.
Yeah, there's a few.
There is a few, and tied was Nimbies, Rashudo wearing a port beanie.
Oh, yeah.
Saligo not getting nominated for the Rising Star.
Yep.
Cripps getting 3 Brownlow votes in the game we beat Carlton in.
Yep.
Kanye West. But the worst bargain bin, Kelly Underwood's commentating.
Oh, poor Kelly. The orange team.
Worthy winner. The orange team.
And unfortunately, we don't have our Nuffies with us at the moment, but our favourite Nuffie of the season was Kevin Mitchell, otherwise known as Bob Evans, our West Coast Nuffie. Now, he just pipped Jason, our Carlton Nuffie,
right.
as the favourite.
Poor Jace.
But
Jason was the most divisive.
I'm pretty
Was
happy now that Kevin Mitchell came on the show. He got best Nuffie. I don't think we'll ever get him again.
No, maybe not.
Maybe not.
That was a bit of a fluke.
Our last Here We Crow award goes to our most popular guest host or interviewee that wasn't a player. So we had Footy from Clarity Records. We had Meg from the We Flyers One group. We had Tom Richardson, former In Daily journalist. We had Ryan Fitzy Fitzgerald, Nuzz from Sensible Crow, Sam Jacobs, Theo the Drop Doropoulos, Dr. Danny Byrne, and Marira's Magic from the AFLW Fantasy Competition. Bit of an upset, this one. Coming in second.
Was it Dr. Danny Byrne?
No, it wasn't Dr. Danny Byrne.
Didn't get on the board, but he got our award.
He did.
No. Okay.
Coming in tied second was Footy from Clarity Records and The Drop, Theo.
You got it.
4 votes each, but it's actually a tied vote for the top pick.
Yeah, right.
Ryan Fitzy Fitzgerald, 9 votes. Alongside Nuzz from Sensible Crow, 9 votes.
That's funny.
Fantastic. So that is the Here We Crow Awards. Now, Boise's left us a comment here saying 2 shows a week next year, please.
2 shows a week.
I don't think anyone has time for that. That was the Here We Crow Awards. Boz is not calling in, so he's fired for next year. Look, I think we are done. Let's get out of here. Post-game beer review, Urayla.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
We started at 1 and it's now 4:30, so...
Do we care about that?
No.
No, the beer was all right.
I
I
like
have
the beer.
two quick things to mention. One is that everyone's criticising the club for coming up with the nickname Rashkin for Rochelle and Rankin, but nobody can come up with anything better.
No, that's right.
There is
Rashkin's
nothing.
terrible.
I
But
sat on, I'm good at, I consider myself fairly good at coming up with terrible names for things.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking on that for ages. I'm like, nah, I got nothing.
they're 2 similar names, I reckon.
Yeah.
Raquel.
Yeah.
Raquel.
Yeah, do
But,
what?
and also big congrats to Paul Seedsman and his partner who are having a baby. It was
That's
announced
good
today.
Baby seeds. Spilling
Baby
the seeds everywhere.
Yeah. Seeds having a seed. Yeah.
Gross.
growing a seed. Yeah. Love it.
Yeah.
The other thing I should have done, we should have had was Ben's best gardening tip. Ben, do you have your favourite
God.
summer gardening tip?
don't have time
Yeah, I
for
was
this.
going to
The
say,
Fisk is
it's an honour to be nominated in favourite segments, but that didn't happen. So
We should have done the best, most popular host. I think Dan
Oh,
would
yeah,
have
we
won
should.
that
I
one.
think that-
Yeah, Dan would have won.
I would not have won.
Dan
It would have been either you or Ben.
I think
We all know
I
Sam
think
and I
it's
are
just
the leaders.
it's just a recipe to just get divisions within the team. I
Yeah,
think.
tear us
I
apart,
think.
that kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Never tear us apart. What? All right, I think that is it for the Huey Crow Christmas special. But before we say goodbye, I want to say thank you. Big thanks to Lizzie and all the wives and partners of the Huey Crow team. Gee, you've put up with a lot. But particularly Lizzie, who invited us into her and Sam's home to
Did she
record this
invite
podcast.
us?
Not really.
Yeah. Look, she's let us stay. So
Yeah.
huge thanks to Lizzie, Claire, Jazz, and Matt for putting up with this. Huge thanks to Adelaide Football Club, particularly Daniela Harvey and Reese Homfrey from the media team and also the social media team, who are absolutely good sports and love to engage with us. All of our interviewees and guest hosts, all the players. And also, I just wanted to say actually a big, massive thanks to Fitzy. He's been really supportive of us as a podcast and jumped on board really early. I've had the absolute pleasure of hanging out with him a few times over the last year, and he's just a bloody legend. So thank you very much, Fitzy. Big thanks to all of our Nuffies throughout the season. Probably wouldn't have been the same without you guys. Thanks to Kane Corns for all the content.
We didn't do our Kane and JJ segment.
No, there's plenty of time for that next year. I do want to also thank Region Sellers and Mismatch for letting us have some beer. And by Regions, I mean thanks for letting us buy beer from there. Thanks to the stubby holders. Everyone at the games who talked to us and gave their comments into my iPhone.
Yes.
There's lots of entertaining stuff there. Our friends of the pod, of course. Kate and Jeddy, who are still here, and everyone who was here earlier. Thank you very much for listening.
Daniel, who was going to come.
Yeah.
It's good. But look, we've got lots of friends. Quirky.
Yeah. But I actually want to thank you guys.
Oh.
Thanks to Dan, Ben, and Sam. You
Lauren.
guys,
Thank you.
we didn't really know each other when we started this.
No.
But we do now, and I hate you all. Just kidding.
It's
No,
fair.
I'm very grateful that you guys asked me to be a part of this, and we've come a long way since we started.
We sound very different now, don't we?
We do, yeah. But yeah, thank you very much. And obviously our listeners and again, the friends of the pod, I think we started this podcast not thinking anything would really come from it.
Wait, sorry, I don't want to break into it when you're saying something meaningful, but Lizzie just came out and pointed to herself. You are straight off.
You were
first come off
literally
rank,
the
Lizzie.
first one off the bat, Lizzie. You'll have to listen to the podcast.
Lauren said you invited us into the house. I think she got that part wrong.
But we do want to send
Everyone who's bought merch.
Everyone who's bought merchandise, yes. Basically, we just want to thank you so much, the listeners. You have made this all worthwhile. Thank you for engaging with us on social media and giving us your comments, thoughts, all of that kind of stuff. We started this podcast as practically strangers, and we somehow have made it work, and we've had a really successful year. So we thank you so much for that. That is it.
What song are we going to go out to?
I don't know.
Something Christmassy?
Oh, please.
Mariah Carey?
Mariah Carey.
Please, no. I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah, it has been an absolutely fantastic season. We really can't wait to be back next year. Thanks again, fellas.
Thanks, Lauren. Thanks for hosting this one.
No worries.
See you in February, Lauren.
February? Oh, that's ages.
Lizzie
Thanks
says
very
too
much.
early.
Here we crow. Go Crows.
Go Crows.
Go Crows.